Well, welcome to Extra Point on Southwestern Montana News. Our program today brought to you by Susan McCrae Accounting, Pioneer Furniture, and Dream Motors. And today our guest is Katie Lovett, head volleyball coach at Montana Western. Welcome, Katie.
Thank you for having me.
Well, as I look back a little bit, I think you, Jeremy might have to correct me on this. I think you were one of the very first coaches that we did when we started Extra Point way back when. It's been, what, 3 or 4 years or so? And a lot has happened since then. I mean,
Yes.
your 6th year.
Seventh
Year. Okay,
Yes.
let me change that. And you know, it's like you kind of, I don't want to step into Michael's Filing's shoes, but you're kind of the kind of coach that every athletic director wants. You set goals, and then each year your program, you know, shows progress. And that's the way it is, and it's been fun. It's been fun to watch because I'm a volleyball fan, and to see the growth of your team, you know, and talking to your parents last year. I remember talking to Kaylee Fritz's dad.
Yeah.
And he said, you know, when we went to our first volleyball match, I think it was in Boise, you were playing in a tournament, and we walked out of the gym saying, it's going to be a long season. And then last year at your NAI playoff game here, he just said, wow, what a ride.
Yeah.
And Kaylee, you know, is one of those seniors that, or one of those girls that's not here anymore.
Yes.
You and I have talked about, and it's going to hit you harder. But when, you know, when the starting lineups are being announced and we don't hear those 5 girls that were here, I mean, essentially you're building blocks to getting the program in the direction you wanted to go.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is what a coach is faced with every single year. Just you see these athletes grow from their freshman year to their senior year. Some, you know, their super senior year, or maybe even a little bit longer. So you create these relationships with them, and so then the following year, it's just like you have a whole new group of people coming in. So it's kind of it's a really unique and fun process to see them grow.
Well, we mentioned we lost 5 incredible volleyball players off to the real world. You know, engaged, you know, Kelsey Goddard starting a new job. She just got engaged. Kaylee's on her way to, as a personal trainer.
Yes.
Jazzy Smith had an extra year hanging around. She's now a Division I volleyball player.
Yes.
And I'm not sure about the other 2. I think Peyton is finishing up school.
Yes.
I think she has a few classes left to go. So, but while they were here, they made a difference. But now, we won't forget them.
Of course.
We'll remember them. But now they're just part of the Bulldog volleyball history book. You have 5 seniors returning. Is that correct?
Yes.
5 juniors.
Yes.
4 sophomores.
Yes.
And 5 freshmen.
Correct.
Now, the thing that I have to ask you about those 5 freshmen. You know, the red shirt that the NAIA gives you to use in volleyball, how many matches do they have to play before they lose that red shirt?
So it goes based off play dates, not specifically games. So we would have to play, if we wanted to redshirt somebody, they would have to play under 6 play dates. So once they hit that 6 play date, then they are no longer eligible to be a redshirt.
So right now you're safe.
Yes.
I mean, with your
we've only had 2 play dates.
Because I'm imagining now with basically a new team. I mean, you have some players that returned from last year, but they were came off the bench. They filled other roles, and now all of a sudden, their role is different. You've played 4 matches. Have you found that starting 6 yet?
I don't think so. And I think that that's going to be something that we play around with for a while this season, of just seeing who kind of steps up into that leadership role and who fits what we need at the time and who fits against a certain team. I mean, we had that last year too, where we would, you know, put in different right sides or different outsides for a specific team, or just somebody who was really on. So that's the really nice thing about having a deep bench, is you kind of get to choose what players are kind of working for you at that moment, and not feel like, you know, look down at your bench and just question yourself of, oh, who do I put in next? Oh goodness. Like, it's a positive thing that we get to look down our bench and say, okay, we've got options.
Well, when you first came here too, the pickings for a deep bench were slim. that shows the progress of the program. You have that luxury that you didn't have 7 years ago.
Yeah, and I think that that's just with how the program has evolved, but we've always had really strong athletes here. It's just a matter of, the rest of the frontier is also very strong, so we have to make sure that we are competing at a really elite level.
Okay, so we talk about those 5 freshmen. Is there a possibility that some of those freshmen are going to receive a redshirt year, or are they talented enough to just stay with the program? I know you actually did something a lot of coaches don't always do, is you had the athletes sign that you wanted to sign.
Yeah. I mean, I think pretty much every coach in this league kind of has that, opportunity. We just with the history of this conference, it's, we compete at a high level, so people want to come and play in the frontier, which is a really positive thing. But I think that there's definitely opportunities that we're going to see these freshmen play. I think they're talented enough. I think that they are hardworking enough, and we're excited to see what they grow into.
Well, you've already got a match under your belt. I don't know if you want to take the credit, but you were the first red and black team to play this year. It's hard to believe that the 25-26 athletic season has started.
Yes.
But you got it rolling with a tournament in Florida.
Yeah.
Now, and I'm guessing that it was part competing, but then again, you were also evaluating to find those combinations that you just talked about.
Absolutely. I think that that's what preseason tournaments are for. You get to experiment with different lineups. I mean, we did it last year when we were down in College of Idaho. I had just rewatched one of those games recently from last year, and it was shocking to see what we started out as to what we finished as last year. And I think that just goes to show that these preseason tournaments are extremely important to just figure those little things out and get to know each other. And then you go into conference season and kind of have a better idea of what your lineup is.
Okay, well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back and talk more with Katie and Bulldog Volleyball. And we'll do it after this with Extra Point on Southwestern Montana News.
Are you in search of quality crafted furniture that brings warmth and style to your home? At Pioneer Furniture, we offer a large selection of stunning handcrafted Amish furniture. From exquisite tables and comfortable chairs to beautiful bedroom sets, we have everything you need to elevate your living space. Each piece is crafted with care and attention to detail, ensuring you receive the best in quality and design. Visit us today at 4 North Idaho Street in downtown Dillon and experience the unmatched beauty and durability of Amish furniture. That's at Pioneer Furniture, where the West comes to rest.
We're back to Extra Point on Southwestern Montana News, and today Katie Lovett, head volleyball coach at Montana Western, beginning year number 7.
Yes.
And Katie, you've already begun the season, 4 matches in Florida, but you don't really get to see the friendly confines of the Stroud Gymnasium for a while. You have a tournament in Lewiston, Idaho this weekend, and then you begin the Frontier Conference on the road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we are going to a tournament that we really enjoy going to, one at LC State, and we're going to be playing 3 really good opponents there. And then we have a quick turnaround and we go straight over to North Dakota to start off the new frontier, which we're excited about. We'll start off the conference with Valley City and Mayville State, and then we'll get a home game mid-September, which is still way earlier than what we would normally have. So we are excited about that.
Well, the home schedule for volleyball fans, instead of having like four games and hopefully get to host an NAIA playoff game, that doesn't leave a lot of action for volleyball fans to watch. But now, different story.
Yeah, that's what we're going from having 5 home games. I mean, my first year here, I think we had 4. Then we got to 5, and now we have 11. So I think that just gives not only the community an opportunity to come see them, see these amazing athletes play, but gets our team a little bit better of an experience getting to play in their home gym more. And also it brings more business to the town of Dillon, which is really important.
Well, yeah, and you talk about, they get to sleep in their own beds and stuff like that. And that's huge. I mean, a lot of people don't really understand that, but I mean, I remember when the Frontier basketball tournament was in Butte, and our teams didn't stay up there. They drove back and forth after their games because our coaches, like you, thought it was important that they slept in their own beds.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said about, getting to be in your own environment.
Well, you've had a chance to do a little recruiting. I think everybody has played so far.
Yes.
At least 1 or 2 matches. So what's the new look Frontier going to look like? You were picked 4th in our division.
Yes.
Or was that overall?
Overall. Yeah, we don't have divisions like football does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were picked 4th. So that's pretty good because 12
teams.
12-team league.
Yes.
So how do you see the Frontier now?
It's going to be really tough. Adding all of these new teams in, it's not like our level of competition dipped at all. It's like our level of competition got even higher. I always say every year that every team gets a little bit better, and this year's no exception. Like, I feel like every team, every coach did a really good job recruiting. Every coach did a really good job at putting pieces together. So, it's just one of those things where things just get tougher, and that's a good challenge to have.
Well, we added a top 10 team, or was it a top 5 team in Bellevue?
Yes, they're top 5. They were in the national championship game this past year, and they had a phenomenal showing. And they graduated a couple, but not too many. So we expect them to be a really solid team to play.
Well, speaking of national, we'll just quickly zoom back to the national championship. A huge victory for Bulldog Volleyball, and I'm sure Bulldog Volleyball players from all the generations were clapping and stuff like that when you beat the #1 team in the nation and did it convincingly.
Yes. Yeah, that was a really cool experience to have. I remember looking at my phone after that game and having so many messages from, not only former athletes that were here, but just people from all over who were watching the game. And just to bring that type of, pride back to Dillon and Western was something really special.
Okay, well, now we're going to fast forward again to the
Okay.
first home game, which is September 12th.
Yes.
And I know you play at Tech on Wednesday and then Friday and Saturday, and I'm not sure exactly of the order, but you have a new member, not only to the Frontier, but to the NAIA.
Yes.
And that's Bismarck
Yes.
State College, I believe.
Yes.
And then you have someone you've faced before in Dickinson State. Let's do it. Do you have any kind of quick scouting reports? How is Bismarck as a junior college, and how will they be as a 4-year college?
Well, we'll play Dickinson first, and then we play Bismarck on Saturday. They were a really solid junior college. Always the transition from, junior college to a 4-year school is always, there is a transition period, but I feel like they're going to be a really strong team for that transition. And then we have Dickinson too, which is always kind of a special game for us because not only did Stormy, their coach, coach a couple of our athletes whenever they were in high school, one of my former athletes is their assistant coach, Kaylee Kopp. So it's always just kind of a special thing to get to play against them. And they've done really well this preseason, so I think they'll be a really strong team to play.
Okay, we're going to take another quick break, and then we're going to be back, and we're going to talk Bulldog staff because it grew a little bit in the off season. And we'll do that after this on Extra Point on Southwestern Montana News.
At Dream Motors, we offer a large selection of pre-owned vehicles. Stop in today and see all the new inventory. Holy shed, what is that? We're now offering sheds at Dream Motors with easy financing. Ladies, get that she shed you have always wanted. It's right here at Dream Motors in downtown Dillon.
Back to Extra Point, and we're going to wrap things up because you have with your new coaching staff addition,
Yes.
you've added 3. Madison Rickmeyer's been there for the last 3 years.
Yes.
And she's a former Bulldog athlete. She's a graduate of Western, but a few things entered into it where she couldn't be as involved as she used to be. And so you picked up a 3rd one, and I guess you have, I don't want to say 3 musketeers, but you have 3 girls, and I hope you don't mind me saying you're one of the girls, but a coaching staff that is really in tune, and I'm speaking from a player's point of view, really in tune with Bulldog volleyball on all aspects.
Yeah. So Madison went and was able to get a position for her to have a full-time job working at Novich Insurance in Twin, and that's where she lives. And they were extremely supportive of her still being involved with the team here. So we're really appreciative of that because she's very involved and very invested with this team. But with her making that transition, we were able to pick up Haley, who was a former MSUB player. She's originally from Washington, and she's just an all-around, really offensive player and was a great blocker. So we just added kind of another piece to our coaching staff that we felt like was really made things really well-rounded. So, I obviously was a more defensive player when I played because, height restrictions. Madison was a setter for me whenever I coached here. And then adding Haley, who was a middle and a right side, it's really cool to see, just us picking apart each other's brain and seeing different aspects that everybody brings to the program.
Well, you just answered my next question. I was going to say where the areas of responsibility lie, but you just answered that question.
I would say we all kind of step in different areas, and at different points in time too. If it's not everybody sees everything all the time, so it's nice to just at least have two other sets of eyes to see things. My first 2 seasons here, I didn't have an assistant coach, and with 18 to 20 players, it was really difficult to see everything. So just having an extra set of eyes has been a really nice addition. And just there was one moment when we were in Florida where it was in between points, and Madison was telling our setter something, I was telling our defense something, and Haley was telling our middle something. And it was just cool to see that because, in years past, it wouldn't have been that way. That was 50% of the team that was out on the court that was getting immediate feedback. Whereas in the past, it wouldn't have been that way. So it is a really nice thing.
Yeah. Well, good luck this weekend
Thank
in
you.
Lewiston. You'll be back here on September 12th. And looking forward to seeing the Dogs. I saw that the intra-squad scrimmage.
Yes.
Western won that one. I
Yes,
told
they
one
did.
of the girls, and they said, well, Red won. I said, no, Western won.
Exactly.
Western won. But it looked good. They were having fun, and that's what you want your kids to do, is you want them to have fun because that's why they win. They have fun while they're doing it.
Exactly.
So anyway, Katie Lovett, thank you for stopping in. Year 7, we'll catch up with you again as we get a little deeper into the season, and maybe we'll get you after you've played a few of the conference games against the new kids in the Frontier Conference.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Okay. Our program today has been brought to you by Susan McCrae Accounting, Dream Motors, and Pioneer Furniture. We'll see you again on Extra Point on Southwestern Montana News.